All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So this is a viewer request video, and I've said it so many times. There is nothing more humbling than being asked to review stocks. Like, I love that people want my opinion. I'm so happy to give it to you all, and I always say thank you, and I feel like this is my loudest way of saying thank you is let me look at some stocks for you. You know what I mean? Because I've said it on almost every video. Man, I appreciate your time so much. All right, so we're gonna look at COSM, Wilds, WLDS, and then SVRE. I'll be honest with you, all of these are actually looking really interesting, all right? I hope you can see what I see here. Again, doesn't look fantastic. The 7% day kind of killed it a little bit, but man, this thing is knocking on the door of some really big movements, okay? And then really, as we look at the other ones, I kind of think it is on the same page. So actually a little interested for these. And COSM, I know, I remember, and like you can see it, volume was in the high millions for a long while, right? So I remember this one was a little bit popular back in the day, but again, we'll get into it real shortly, right? Before we do, what are we gonna do? Same thing we always do, right? We're gonna take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how this thing is setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. I will draw some horizontal support and resistance lines since I haven't covered this before. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this thing with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do really does help me out with these YouTube algorithms. But for real, I am very much appreciative of your time, okay? So look, let's get into it. And again, COSM is close, okay? Look, you can basically see, give or take, it's this line, right? And we're actually a little bit over it. So let me even go ahead and, where are we with this? Okay, with this line is actually where we're at. Look, red. If we can get over it, green, right? It actually might be a very quick climb from roughly 4 to 5. And again, adding $1 with only 4, that's a beautiful 25% swing right there, right? So a lot of good is really close. It's all about breaking this 100 moving average, all right? It is not an easy line to break. It is the second to last one, making, this is the second last boss before we get to Bowser at the end, you know what I mean? So, and just kind of zooming out, look, we've broken the 100, kind of had this weird little almost bounce moment, but end up don't. We break it, almost bounce again, and then don't, right? So aside from this little kind of, we'll call it 2-month window, you can just see what this 100 moving average has been. It's been a pain, right? Basically since right here. I think that's fair to say. Since July of 2 years ago, this thing being the 100 moving average has been wildly difficult to get over, okay? So no easy task getting over the line. But again, just look, right? Between here, right? Let me kind of put this thing so we can put, come on. What am I doing? I have to put it over here. Yes. Between here, all I'm really seeing is a whole mess of red that basically takes me to here, right? So, where am I going to draw the line? So it's interesting because part of me does want to draw a 50% candle line right there. And look at that. It's almost 50% candle of that. I don't think it's a good line, but I like that for sure. We're obviously sitting right here right now, right? So I don't necessarily want to draw this line. We can see it. And at the end of the day, I actually care more about this 100 moving average than the top of this. But I actually think this is a decent line to have. Look, the 8 moving average is actually still going up, all right? The 20 isn't going down by any means, and we went up to a hard line. We didn't break it, but hey, I'm glad we held the 8 and the 20, right? As long as we don't go below 343, 342, 341, give or take, it is actually technically bullish, right? I wish RSI looked a little better. I'm glad MACD's in the positive, right? But end of the day, 80% of the work is up here. And I think the moral of the story really is wait for a break of the moving average 100 to break. And I'll be honest, I think I'm going to set an alert. I think I actually want to know if this thing hits 391. Let me know. Because again, it looks like a really juicy 25% swing if it hits. And I'll be real honest with you, this line right here isn't even the full fill. It actually kind of wants to go to almost 7, right? I for sure believe this 100 move, the 200 is going to be a very difficult line to break. And I will, if I get in, I will hit eject right here. Because again, look at the purple line back to that January last year time, right? And we haven't even had the like moments of maybes. Like there's like one little pump and dump day, right? But yeah, the 200 will be that much harder than the 100, but man, red all the way to 6 something, almost 7. And then for real, kind of out of this plateau is still another red, maybe up to here. Look, do not have $16, $17 dreams on a sub 4, but for real, we might be talking going from sub 4 to 5, and that's a nasty, nasty swing, all right? One more time, has to get over this 390 line, all right? It has to, okay? What's the weekly look like? All right, I mean, look, again, I think same thing happens. What is the 20 actually at? 381. So look, between 381 on this and 380 whatever, 89 on this, like that's the rough patch, right? And I think today we saw it is a rough patch, you know what I mean? So get over the line and this thing could do, excuse me, really, really interesting things. Wilds, wearable devices. This is an interesting ticker. All right. Oh, god damn. Okay. Oh my goodness. Damn. Look, I'm just going to draw this line. Obviously, hindsight's 2020, right? But I say it often. You get these like red. It's all about breaking the plateaus, right? If you can break this little plateau, man, there is just no red quickly becomes green. I say it so often, and man, this thing more than doubled. Sweet Jesus. You know, I mean, look, this is the good and the bad of playing with a stock that doesn't have a lot of history. Because once you break the key lines, it's silliness. You know what I mean? And look, for whatever reason, this stock hit 100 million plus shares. Sweet Jesus. We've dropped all the way down to 3 million shares. That is a horrible volume. But hey, I always say 80% of the work's up here, and that uptrend matters way more than that, right? Like, that's just silly to say, but you know what I mean. And look, power of the 8 moving average. This thing has not lost the 8 moving average. And dude, today actually was a monster day. Today kind of honestly says, I think I might want to keep running to anywhere between 270 to maybe even 294. Sweet. Gee, what does after hours look like? I'm just curious. It went down a little bit, but I'll be honest, I'm gonna set an alert for I gotta delete some alerts. If this thing goes up a penny, I would actually want to know. I'll be honest with you. This is a wild ticker for sure. All right, and man, with this is an insignificant single candle in a mountain of red. You know what I mean? Like, if this can actually break what 295, if this thing breaks 296, it really can run. All right. And again, it's already run more than 100%. And I'm just saying it might not even be over if this thing goes into the 3s, because all-time highs is a sexy thing. Look at that MACD divergence. All right. I know that RSI is really high, but damn. This is interesting. Look, the one thing I'm going to just quickly throw out, all right, NASDAQ, all right? NASDAQ is on the 8 moving average. NASDAQ's been crushing it, okay? If NASDAQ cools down and comes down to like 12.7, maybe to 12.8, maybe, I'm actually going to lower this to there. I kind of regret lowering it. Motherfucker, whatever. I'm going to lower it to there. I really don't like moving my NASDAQ lines, actually. I'm going to move it back to the top. I'm glad I could guess what that was from. I'm sure it was right there. I'm actually not sure. I think that was a different number. Damn, I'm a little disappointed in myself. Nonetheless, look, 50% candle here, 50% candle here, super worst case here, all right? NASDAQ might be cooling off. Look at the RSI. It's been living up here for a while, right? So just kind of keep that in your back pocket if you're a tech-heavy trader. I personally am. But wilds, I'm going to say a lot of this was a good run with the NASDAQ. be careful. But for real, there is not a lot of resistance, and it's really, really not over if it breaks $3. So a lot of really interesting things here. I would put 160 as a for real possibility of this thing dropping to, and a drop from 220 to 160 is actually really big. Shit, it's almost a 30% drop right there, right? The next one actually is basically this line, or roughly the 20, but I can't imagine it goes lower than the 160. Maybe 140 would catch it as well, but I'll be honest, I'm going to go into my alerts thing. I'm going to delete some alerts. I'm going to set an alert for this one. I like this ticker. Thank you for the thing. This was another one. Again, I like this ticker. This looks really interesting. Look, this seems wildly shady to me, all right? I don't know how to describe it, but like when I see this, to me, it just seems really shady. I think it's the super amount of wicks. I don't know. I don't know how to describe what's in my head. A lot of it obviously has to do with this like insignificant volume, right? But these are good candles. These are not. Maybe some of these were. And again, I think there's like moments of volume, but like, man, all that, like, that was a lot of words for what I really just needed to say. We're over all the moving averages. We're over the biggest candle to the left. We're actually over this. Oh, we're not. That's the money line, 163. I'm going to set an alert at 164. If we can get to 164, I'm just zooming out as I show what this line looks like. We're then going to get over this. You can even maybe use this one, 171, if you want to be a little safer. From there, a lot of reason to believe we'll go from 170 to basically 250. And then a lot of similar things that I just said on the last one. If we can get over this right here, this basically same $3. If we can get over $3, this stock can do some really silly things. This is an interesting ticker for sure. I'm just setting a couple lines that I see. And look, end of the day, what I really care about, I could draw another one right here at the 164. I don't think I am. I think I'm going to hold this 169. I need really good confirmation that we're going to get out of it. I hate, one more time, I hate moving average clusters, especially if they're all 5 of the lines. It's hard to break out of this, all right? Soundhound is the easiest example, all right? Just lived in it, looked like it was going to break, definitely did not. You know what I mean? So set your expectations a little higher. I for sure see why this was a viewer request. And again, I am for sure going to set an alert on this thing. I just need to, like I said, clean my alerts if you didn't, if you fast forwarded to this part. Really quickly, there was an additional ticker, all right? I cannot see CTB. All right. When I type in CTB, this is literally what I get on this. And then when I do it on my Webull app, I think it was something like copper something, and it was trading at 0.0000. So I'm assuming you're looking at it from a different country and maybe a different market. If you can give me the name of it, maybe that'll help. But I do not have a CTB ticker that I can look at, but I got you on the next one for sure. All right. Hey, I appreciate all your time. You know that. Thank you. More videos are coming.